All right, let's see here. Get the chat pulled up on my end. An early morning stream. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. We should definitely see some new faces in here. Some faces we don't get to see very often. Streaming at this time. All right. Comments pulled up. There we go. Hi, hello, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Not often we do streams this early. Not often we do streams this early. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Notify the Discord. Okay, there we go. Let the Discord know that we are live. Let's also get some music going. Ooh, okay, there we go. That's a little loud. That was a little loud. It's okay. It's okay. No wonder. I've got my headset turned all the way up. That would explain the loudness. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Give it a few minutes. Let the notifications get sent out before we get started today. You will recover. Start your day off right. Start your day off right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for doing your videos. Hey, thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. This is not a time that we normally stream at. Let's see. Let's drop the link to the live chat over on the Facebook. Posting. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, everybody. So, today's topic, you will recover. Start your day off right. Now, I know mornings, and I know when you first get your day started, that's usually when it's most tempting to get involved with your thoughts, right? That's when it's most tempting because when you wake up in your morning, your body's still trying to adjust, you're still trying to get woke up, and that seems to be the most tempting time for most people to get involved with their thoughts. Either that or at night when they're in bed, right? So it's either one of those two times. Um, but especially mornings. I know a lot of people have trouble with mornings. So that is why we're covering this today. That is why we're starting your day off right. We are starting your day off right. Now, I know for some people it's not exactly morning time, right? Time zones are a funny thing. I know for some people it's not exactly morning time, but for me it is morning time. So we are going to start your day off right. We're going to get your day going in the right direction. Now, understand this, guys. Understand this. When you first wake up, when you first start getting your day going, you're gonna find yourself. I don't want to say in a more vulnerable state than normal, but I do know, like I said, that a lot of people struggle with mornings. A lot of people struggle getting going simply because their body is trying to adjust. Now, here's what I want to tell you, okay? And I'm going to make this statement, and a lot of you probably won't even believe it. A lot of you probably won't even believe it. You might be in a place right now where you simply don't believe it. But guess what, guys? Guess what? You will recover. Now, that is some controversy right there. What do you mean, Wonder Bro? I've been doing this for so long, man. I've been feeling this way for so long. How can you say I will recover? I just don't feel like it. Well, understand one thing, chat. If you get started, if you get going today, make it your day. Every single time a negative thought wants your attention, it wants you to fight with it. It wants you to argue with it. I know how tempting it is. I know it feels like a giant leap of faith to just say it is what it is and leave it alone. But if you get started, guys, you can make great progress starting today. Today can be your day. Today can be the day that you get this ball rolling. Today can be the day where you get going and you get started, right? So make today your day, guys. Start your day off right. Make a pact with yourself right now. Hey, I'm going to dedicate to this starting today. No matter how bad my negative thoughts want me to get involved and wants me to join them, I'm going to leave them alone. No matter how bad I feel, I'm going to leave those negative thoughts alone. I'm going to starve them of the fuel that they need to thrive, right? Today is going to be my day. Let's get your day started off the right way. And maybe it's not your morning, all right? Maybe it's, like Leanne, afternoon time or nighttime for you. Doesn't matter. If you've been struggling, this applies to you too. Let's make it your day. You can start your day off right, or if your day's already been on the ball, we can get it corrected, right? So I know how it feels to be in that spot where you're like, dude, these thoughts are way too tempting. I absolutely need to get involved with them. Like, what might happen if I don't? I really need to get involved with them, Wonder Bro. It's so tempting, dude. It's almost automatic to get involved with them, right? For a lot of people, it does feel automatic. But understand something, guys. We can get your recovery started, and we can get it started the right way. And it starts with a choice, man. It starts with a choice. Are you going to entertain those thoughts today, or are you just going to, no matter how badly you are tempted, are you just going to notice them and say to yourself, I'm staying put. I'm not going there today. I'm staying put. And they might scream a little bit louder after you make that choice, but are you going to continue to stay dedicated and consistent and say to yourself, you know what? I'm staying put. I'm staying put. I'm putting my foot down. That's kind of what this is, chat. Right? That's kind of what this is. This is you making the firm decision to say, you know what, I'm putting my foot down. This is not the real me. This is not who I want to be. Right? And it starts by starving those thoughts of their power, of their fuel, of the involvement that you give them. You rewire your brain. That misfiring will stop if you stop fighting with these thoughts and just let them be. Let them scream if they want to scream. Let them be. You can stop that misfiring from happening. You can absolutely rewire and retrain your brain. But it starts with a choice, and you got to get going, right? And that's why I want you to start your day off right today. That's why I want you to take today and say, you know what? I've got all these thoughts that are against me right now. I've got this mind that seems like it's against me right now. I've got this body that's overreacting to this mind that seems like it's against me right now. But I'm going to make that firm choice that enough is enough, and I'm going to put my foot down today and get on board with rewiring my brain by letting these thoughts and feelings be without fighting with them, without arguing with them, without getting involved in them, right? So if you're in that place where it feels like you'll never get better, if you're in that place where it feels like you'll never recover, I'm here to tell you that it starts with a choice, man. That's what it starts with. It starts with a firm choice to say, you know what, I'm here. This is my reality right now, but this is not who I want to be, and I can change who I want to be. I'm not stuck in this identity, right? This is a temporary bout for me. This is not who I really am, and this is not who I want to be, but I have every ounce of strength in me that I need, even if it doesn't feel like it, to reprogram my brain and rewire my brain. And no matter how loud my thoughts scream at me today, I'm not giving them the fight that they want, because I'm going to retrain my brain. I'm going to get that misfiring to stop by rewiring my brain, right? So no matter how loud my mind wants to scream at me today, no matter how my body wants to react to me today, I'm not getting involved because this is not me and this is not who I have to be. This is not me and this is not who I have to be. And it starts with that firm, firm, firm choice to make that decision that no matter what your thoughts say and no matter what your body does, you're going to stay put and you're going to hold your ground and you're not going to get involved. No matter what your mind and body does, you're going to stay put and you're going to make that firm decision to not get involved. And that starts today. Today starts the rest of your life. Today starts the rest of your life as a person that you didn't think you could be, but are gonna be, right? Today is that day. Today can be that day. If you lay down the fight against these thoughts and feelings and put your foot down and say, enough is enough. My body can do whatever it wants to do. My mind can say whatever it wants to say. I'm not giving it the fight that it wants. I'm going to rewire my brain. I'm going to let my thoughts say what they want to say. I'm going to let my body do what it wants to do, but I'm not mentally getting involved anymore, right? I'm going to put my foot down because today is my day. And that's what I want you to understand. That's what I want you to understand moving forward. That any day can be your day, right? Any day can be your day. You can start your day off right today, or maybe you're halfway through your day. You can still take advantage of today. You can start right now. Doesn't matter where you're starting from. Doesn't matter where on the totem pole you are. This is not the real you. And if you want to rewire your brain to become a person you never thought you could be, right? It starts with that firm choice to say my mind can say whatever it wants to say today. My body can do whatever it wants to do today. I'm not getting involved mentally, right? So the mind wants to throw all these scary thoughts my way. I'm just going to say it is what it is. I can feel the pull. I can feel the temptation, and that temptation will be strong. But you got to make that firm choice that today is your day to get started and get going. Okay? That desire will be bigger than that temptation. That desire to be the person that you never thought you could be will be bigger than that temptation, right? And that starts today, chat. That starts today. So if you're feeling rough, if you're feeling like somebody, that you don't even know who you are anymore, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to stay there. And it starts with that firm choice. It starts with that firm decision. And I believe in you, and I know that you've got the ability to do just that, right? I love you, chat. And today is your day. Even if you don't feel like it is, I know your desire to change is bigger than your anxiety. It's bigger than your thoughts. And how do you change? How do you rewire your brain? By putting your foot down and saying, no matter what thoughts come my way, and no matter what feelings come my way, I'm going to live by it is what it is, and I'm not going to mentally get involved. I'm laying down the fight. There's no more fighting with my thoughts. No matter how tempting it is, there's no more fighting with my thoughts because I'm going to rewire my brain, and I'm going to start to become a person I never thought I could be. And guess what? That's going to happen for you. That's going to happen for you. I'm just here to tell you that it can happen starting now. That's what I'm here to tell you. It's going to happen for you. I'm just here to tell you in this stream that it can start right now, right? And I hope you make that choice. No matter how tempting those thoughts are, no matter how strong those feelings may be, I hope you stop fighting those thoughts because that's what's going to retrain your brain. Let them say what they want to say. Remind yourself time and time again if you need to. It is what it is. I'm becoming the person that I want to be, regardless. Regardless, right? And notice I'm not saying I'm going to become the old me. No, I'm telling you that you're going to become a person that you never thought you could be. Not just the old you. You're going to become a person that you never thought you could be. All right? And that's why I'm saying it like that. That's why I'm not saying you're going to become the old you. No, you're going to become a person by doing this. All right? That you never thought you could be, period. And that's an amazing thing. And it starts right now. It can start right now if you make that firm choice. Even though I know how tempting those thoughts are to get involved with. I know. I know. It seems like you need to get involved in order to get them go away. This is what's causing the misfiring. You getting involved is keeping you where you're at. But that ends today. It can end today if you make that decision. All right, chat? So you will recover. Start your day off right. And if you're halfway through your day and it's not going right, you can start writing a new story right now. Right? There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing holding you back. Not only will you won't be the old you, okay? You'll be even better than the old you, all right, chat? And that was the main point of today's stream. So I hope you get motivated. I hope you get going. And I hope you realize that the only thing standing in your way between you and the person that you want to be. All right? Whatever that person is, the only thing standing in between you and the person you want to be is a choice. A choice to stop entertaining your thoughts and just let them scream. Let them scream, let them say whatever they want to say, and you just continue to remind yourself it is what it is. I'm no longer fighting or getting involved because I'm rewiring my brain, right? So the only thing standing in between you and the person you want to be is a choice. And I hope you make the right one. I know you will, and this stream is just to remind you that you can get started right now, right? That's what this stream is for, to remind you that you can get started right now. The mind might try to lie to you. It probably will. Stop fighting it. See what happens. And you got to dedicate to this, all right, chat? So I'm sorry you had to listen to my raspy voice. I know I'm a little bit dry throat right now, okay? So I hope you guys can look over that. But other than that, I hope somebody takes something from this stream, and I hope you use it to your advantage, right? I hope you use it to your advantage. I hope you make that choice, chat. I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting to get involved, but I hope you make that choice. I hope you make that choice. No matter what your symptoms are, right? I know somebody's mentioning symptoms. No matter what your symptoms are, I hope you make that choice because you can always make that choice. It might not be easy at first, but you can always make that choice. I am going to hang out with the chat for a little bit. Go ahead and get some music going. Comes down to what thoughts you're entertaining, man. If the mind automatically goes to habitual thoughts about how bad this is, do not fight those thoughts. Say, you know what it is, and leave those thoughts to scream. Let those thoughts scream if they want to scream. See that? I mean, it's tempting, dude. I know how tempting it is. I've been there. I know how tempting it is to get involved with these old habitual thoughts about this and that. I know it is, man. I know it is. I know these thoughts scream sometimes. I know it is, dude. It's the most tempting shit in the world. It's the most tempting shit in the world, dude. It'll tempt you like nothing else. It'll tempt you like nothing else. You want to fight these thoughts because they seem so horrible, but this fight is keeping you in this struggle. I know it's the most tempting thing in the world, dude. We talked about how strong that temptation is, right? What's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? Act how you want to feel. Leave those thoughts alone, man. Act how you want to feel just basically means live your life like you normally would, And as far as those thoughts go, even though they're so tempting, dude, you just have to say, you know what, it is what it is. This is how you rewire a brain. Because that fight is keeping your brain in that state of stress, strain. It's telling your brain that these thoughts are dangerous when you try to fight them, dude. And like I keep saying, you guys are probably sick of hearing it. I know it's the most stressful thing in the world when you fight your thoughts. It really is. But I also know that it feels like you need to. I know that. I know it feels like you need to, and that's the trap. That's the trap, right? That's keeping you there. That's the trap that's keeping you there. Yeah, man, I know it's tempting, dude. Like I said, it's one of the most tempting things in the world, to be honest with you. Like wanting to get involved with your thoughts because that just feels like human nature, right? To fight these thoughts. And understand there's a difference between being rational and positive about real life, but you're just running in circles now when you're fighting with these thoughts, dude, and that's what's keeping them strong. That's what's telling your brain that there's a problem. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't be positive or rational about your real life, like what's in front of you. I'm telling you, stop running in circles with these thoughts that there's obviously no real end to them. Like you're just fueling them. You're just telling your brain that there's a real problem, that there's a real danger, right? That's what I'm telling you. So it starts with that firm choice, dude. Even though I know it's like, again, one of the most one of the most tempting things in the world. It's like one of the most tempting things in the world, man. And the only reason I say that so much, and again, you guys are probably sick of hearing that, but the only reason I say that so much is because it's true. And I want you to be aware of how tempting it is before you get started. Like, I want you to know that you're going to be tempted, but every time you leave it alone, you're getting closer. You're getting closer. What's up, David? Just a little early morning stream here. Went on a bit of a rant, a little bit of a motivation rant. What's up, Arnold? 6:27 p.m. in India. Cool, cool. Yeah, it's early morning here. It's early morning here. Good morning, Sanchez. It's good to see you, dude. Ready for Valentine's Day? I don't have a Valentine. I don't have a Valentine. Do any of you guys want to be my Valentine? Yeah. It's good to see you, Sanchez, man. It is Valentine's Day, isn't it? I never thought about that. Happy Valentine's, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So we're starting to get some traction here. We're starting to get some more people in the chat. So I'll do a quick recap of what we talked about. We went on a bit of a spill about how today can be your day. Like literally at any moment, you can choose that this is where my recovery starts. Literally at any moment, you can choose that this is where my recovery starts. So if today you're feeling defeated, or if you're just waking up, or maybe you're halfway through your day, I want you to understand something. Recovery starts with a choice, a very firm choice. That today is the day that I let my mind scream. I let my thoughts scream. I let my feelings scream. But I am staying put, right? I'm not going to mentally fight with any of this because that mental fight's what's keeping you stressed and strained. The more you mentally fight with these thoughts, man, the more you keep yourself in a stressed out brain. Now, the person you want to be, okay, is on the other side of this choice. It starts with a choice. The person you want to be, the person that you think you can never be, you can never imagine yourself being this person. But guess what? They're right there. They are right there, and they're right behind this choice to let your thoughts scream and to let your body do what it wants to do without mentally getting involved in the fight. No matter how many times you got to remind yourself it is what it is. The person that you want to be, and notice I'm not saying the old you, because there's a person there that you can be that you never thought you could be, right? Even better than the old you is standing right there on the other side of this choice, and it starts with a choice. And I know it's tempting. I know your mind's going to scream at you. It's going to yell at you. It's going to want you to do what you've done for so long, which is mentally get involved with this fight. But right on the other side of this choice to not mentally get involved with this fight in the mind and the body is the person that you never thought you could be. They're right there. They're right there. And even if you can't see it right now, they are right there, right? They are right there. And it starts with that choice, man. No matter how tempting it is to get involved with these thoughts. No matter how tempting it is, dude. The pizza place just sent me an email. I get emails from my pizza place. It's tempting. Claire Weeks has passed away, but we live on through her. Or she lives on through us. There you go. I got it backwards. Hey, it's still a thought, Chrissy. No more fighting. It's still a thought, right? That's why we always say regardless of context, you're going to be very tempted though. And I always like to make that known so that you know before you get into this retraining, you're going to be very tempted to mentally fight with these thoughts. I like to make that known. I love to make that known because, now you can expect it. So that's why we say it takes consistency, right? So the person you want to be is right there, guys. The person you want to be is right there. The person you never thought you could be is right there. And it's on the other side of making this choice that you're going to rewire your brain. And no matter what your thoughts say or no matter what your body does, you're no longer going to mentally fight with these thoughts or feelings, right? And even if that takes having to remind yourself a million times a day when those waves hit, it is what it is. I'm going to leave it alone, right? Then that's okay. That's okay. Got to stop fighting with these thoughts, man. And you're going to start to become this person that you never thought you could be. These triggers aren't going to trigger you anymore. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? How'd that happen? I've had people call it magic before. It's not magic. It's rewiring the brain. And every single one of you in chat right now are capable of it. What's up, Ivan? Why in the evening symptoms fade away? It could be that in the mornings you're more wired to want to fight with your thoughts. It could be that in the evenings you're too busy with other things. It could be a number of things. But regardless, man, the advice applies. No matter when these waves hit, the advice applies. The person you want to be, guys, I know you can't see it right now, but they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. I know you can't see it, man. I know you can't see it. I get it. I couldn't see it either. I know you feel like you got to fight these thoughts in order to do something about them and to come up with a solution. You're not going to get a break from anxiety unless you fight these thoughts tooth and nail. But understand, every time you get these waves and you choose to say it is what it is, no matter if you're sweating bullets, no matter how tempting it is, every time you do that, you are getting one step closer to being that person you never thought you could be. This is rewiring a brain, and there's nothing that says you can't do it. It starts with that choice. It starts with that choice, okay? And then it goes into consistency. You guys absolutely can do it, and you're going to be a person that you never thought you could be. That's the thing, man. A lot of people think, well, that person that I want to be, I got to take care of all my worries first. I got to take care of all my thoughts first before I can be the person that I want to be. No, you can be the person that's not scared of these things if you stop fighting with them mentally, because then you teach the brain that you don't want the anxiety signal when these thoughts come anymore, and that's why you're not fighting them. So the misfiring stops. The misfiring stops, and that's why some people says, Wonder Bro, it feels like magic, dude. These things that used to trigger me, I don't give a shit anymore. Why? How did that happen? It feels like magic. It's not magic. Anybody can do it. It's not magic. Anybody can do it. And I don't care what your triggers are. It's not magic. Anybody can do it. You stop fighting with them mentally, and you're rewiring your brain. It's not magic. Anybody can do it. Anybody. And that applies to you. The person watching this right now that doesn't think they can do it. That applies to you too. It applies to the person that's watching right now that says, "Oh, well, my thoughts are too strong. My worries are too strong. My triggers are too strong. There's no way I won't ever fear this thing." I promise you, you can do it too, and it's not magic. You stop mentally fighting with these triggers that are in your head, and these triggers will lose their power, and you'll become a person who doesn't give a shit about these triggers, and then you'll be the one in here, okay, saying it feels like magic. You'll be the one in here saying it feels like magic, right? You'll be that person in here saying it feels like magic. So, no matter what situation you find yourself in, no matter where on the totem pole you are, you'll be that person. And you can be that person. It just starts with a choice, leads into consistency. I don't know if I remember that particular video, Sanchez, dude. I've just made so many, but hey, that sounds like a good topic. It's funny to me that it wasn't just one person that came in here and said, "Dude, my old triggers, I no longer care about them. Like literally, I can try to make them trigger me, and they won't trigger me, and it feels like magic." It's not only happened once, and it's funny to me that more than one person has came in here and said the word magic. I don't know why that's funny to me. Um, I guess because it does feel like magic, but it's not. Literally, if you've got a thought that's triggering you and you don't want it to trigger you anymore, then just stop fighting with it mentally, and just every time it comes around, say it is what it is. Carry on with your day and watch what happens. What do I do for work? This is what I do for work. Yeah, I do this full time. I did have a job frying fish, but luckily for me, I've got enough supporters here on the channel where I don't have to fry fish anymore. That's why every time we get a tip or a donation, I always try to get you guys to show our gratitude for our tippers and our donators. Because if it wasn't for them, I'd have to go back to frying fish. I'd have to go back to frying fish, and I wouldn't be able to do these streams full time. It just wouldn't be possible. I'd have to have a way to support myself. So that's why I always try to, hype up our tippers, because they make it possible for me to be here as often as I am. So you guys help me more than you know. I appreciate it. As a human being, you're always going to have feelings of anxiousness or nervousness in given situations, right? But that's not a problem. That becomes like a bug bite. That's like a mosquito bite. It's not a problem. You're here because it's become a problem, right? What do I do in my free time? I'm a pretty big gamer. I like to game. I used to be pretty heavy into art. I'd like to get back into that. I live a pretty normal life. But I'd say one of my biggest hobbies is probably gaming. I've always enjoyed gaming since I was a kid. That's why I tell the chat all the time, I'm a normal guy. Like, there's nothing superhuman about me. If I can do it, you can do it. All you've got to do is stop fighting with those thoughts and feelings. If you don't want those thoughts to trigger you anymore, you stop mentally fighting with them, even if you have to remind yourself it is what it is a million times, right? Because you notice that you're still fighting. You dedicate to that long enough, and you will rewire your brain. If I need to, Arnold. I mean, you got to understand, dude, I live in a ghost town. There's no bars or clubs or anything like that. We've got a few gas stations and some fast food places, and that's it. I live in a very small town. I've got like one friend. you you guys are my friends. You start to see how fucking fake people are when you go through some bullshit, dude. You go through some bullshit long enough and you start to see how your friends just will drop out, but that's okay because they're not your real friends anyway. I've got one, maybe two people that I consider true friends, or maybe that's a lie. Probably like three or four, but I like to see them on occasion. But for the most part, I don't like the word loner. I feel like that's a negative term. I don't like the term loner. It's just I like my space. You know what I mean? I like my space. I mean, I like to be social every now and then, but I also like my space. I like to chill alone. I don't know if I would enjoy the city life, to be honest. Like, there might not be much to do where I'm from, but it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It is my roots, so you gotta kind of make your own fun where I'm from. But as far as like bars or clubs or anything like that, you gotta drive like an hour and a half to get to the nearest club. And I've never been much for strip clubs, dude. Like, I don't know. I don't see the point in them. I don't see the point in strip clubs. Can anyone agree with me on this? Or am I just a odd guy? It's just blue balls, man. I don't know. I don't get it. My excitement is the grocery store and McDonald's. Yeah, you certainly do find out who your friends are. After I went through my three bouts of sensitization and had to do my own thing for a while, you know, the way I like to look at friendships is I should be able to not have to speak to you for an extended period of time if I'm handling my own shit, and you still consider yourself my friend because you understand that sometimes people need time. But apparently, a lot of people don't see it that way, and if you're not constantly like watering this friendship, it just falls apart. I do like the OG streams, Sanchez, but filming the videos outside, I'd have to use my phone, and that storage gets ate up real quick. I couldn't actually stream outside. I've never been able to do that. My Wi-Fi is not that great. It would be really choppy. And if I tried to film outside like I used to, it would just the storage would eat up within about 5-10 minutes. That's how it used to be back in the day. So that's why back then I have a lot of shorter videos because I have to use my phone and there's just not enough storage on it. I've got a really nice camera, but it doesn't have like a flip screen, so I can't see myself in it. But, you know, I know people enjoy the OG videos because they're just so raw, right? But I try to keep the same attitude. I try to keep the same raw attitude even though the videos don't look too raw these days. I've kind of spiced it up a little bit. I remember those days like it was yesterday. Grab my phone, head outside, film a video like it was yesterday, dude. I can remember it. Yeah, that's true for most people. Two or three real friends. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I just see friendships in a different way, I guess. I feel like you shouldn't have to water them 24/7. Like, you should know that I got your back and you got my back. I wouldn't say it's hard living off donations and tips. It's just like having, I don't know, it's like having a job as a waitress. It's like, I've got a loving community and a very supportive community, and I know that, they're going to take care of me, and they always have, and that's why I was able to do this full time. So it's like, I don't worry about it because I know one way or the other, I will be okay. So, I mean, it's just like any stream job. I mean, sometimes you're gonna have days where everybody's broke, and that's fine. I'm still here, and I still want to give advice regardless. But I don't worry about it because I know my community is very supportive, and one way or another, I'll be okay. So, and that's why I don't even bring it up. Like, I know it's not uncommon when people stream, they bring it up, but I don't even bring it up because I know it's going to be all right. I got a very supportive community here. Trust the process, man. Sanchez, dude. Sanchez, I appreciate it, brother. The $20 tip says, "Be my Valentine's." Hey, you know what? Let's make it official. Let's make it official. I'll be your Valentine. I'll be your Valentine. Hey, I appreciate that, Sanchez. I appreciate that. Oops, I did the tip go wrong. See, that's why I don't worry about it. Who was it? Olivia said it must be hard living off donations. I don't worry about it because I know my community is very supportive. They're very loving. That's why I don't even mention it. If you watch a lot of streamers, a lot of times they'll throw out little tip if you enjoy the stream, tip if you enjoy the stream, that sort of thing. I don't even do that because I know my community's got my back. I don't have to worry about it. So, any advice on the little dips in recovery? You're going to have those tug of war moments, but you got to remember every single time that you choose to say it is what it is to your thoughts and feelings, okay, and don't mentally get involved, you are rewiring your brain and showing your brain that these are not real dangers. And that's how you become the person that you never thought you could be. The person that you never thought you could be is right on the other side of the choice to say it is what it is to your thoughts and feelings. That's it. And that sounds so simple because it is simple. But it takes dedication because I know how tempting it is to want to mentally get involved with your thoughts and feelings. That's the most tempting shit in the world, dude. It really is the most tempting shit in the world. So is it simple? Yes. But does it take dedication? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. Because the person you never thought you could be is right on the other side of that choice. Because what's happening here, you're getting triggered by a thought, right? Or thoughts. They usually come in cycles. It can be many different thoughts. What's happening is if you weren't triggered by those thoughts, if those thoughts came and they didn't trigger you, if your brain wasn't wired to trigger you over those thoughts and those thoughts came, you wouldn't give a shit because it would just be a thought. It wouldn't trigger you, right? So it's not that you it's not that you can't be the person who isn't triggered by these certain thoughts. You can absolutely be that person. The only deciding factor here is if you want this thought to quit triggering you, stop fighting with it mentally and eventually it'll quit triggering you. That's it. That's all you got to do. A lot of people think, well, this thought's not going to stop triggering me until I find a solution to it. So they fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. and they keep wiring their brain to trigger them over this thought. This person doesn't want to be triggered by this thought, so they think they got to fight the thought off in order to not be triggered by it. You don't have to do that. That's what's keeping you triggered by it. Ironically, if you want to be the person who's not triggered by these thoughts, let them be without fighting with them mentally, and your brain will rewire. And then you can get these thoughts and they won't trigger you. And then you come to my chat and you say, that feels like magic. It's not magic. You've just rewired your brain, right? So literally, whatever the thought is, you can get to a point where it no longer triggers you simply by not fighting with it mentally when it comes. And then you come back to my stream a month later and you say it feels like magic. It's not magic. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. If you're triggered by a thought or a group of thoughts right now that come and go in cycles and you don't want them to trigger you anymore, right? Then just stop fighting with it mentally. Just stop fighting with it mentally and let it say whatever it wants to say. And remind yourself, if you need to, as many times as you need to, it is what it is. If you notice you're starting to fight with it mentally, just say to yourself, it is what it is. And watch what happens slowly. You become a person you never thought you could be. And all that's happened is, not magic, all that's happened is, you've rewired your brain to not trigger you over this thought. That's all that's happened. Not magic. I promise you, not magic. That's all that's happened. That's all that's happened, right? So if you're unhappy because a particular thought or a group of thoughts is triggering you, just stop fighting with it mentally and watch what happens. You rewire your brain and the misfiring stops. And then you come in here and you say it feels like magic. I'm becoming a person I never thought I could be. I had things that used to trigger me and now I laugh at them. It's because you stopped fighting with them mentally. And by not fighting with them, you prove to your brain that you don't want it to misfire over this thought anymore. Not magic, man. Anybody can do it. Anybody's capable of it. Anybody can do it. And that goes for Craig. That goes for everybody in the chat. But you got to be consistent. Every time you notice yourself mentally fighting with these thoughts and feelings, you got to say, nope, not doing that anymore. It is what it is. And I know it's tempting, but watch what happens. You'll come in here and you'll swear up and down it feels like magic. All you're doing is rewiring your brain. And anybody can do it. Yeah, exactly, Craig. So, you're still in this mental fight, right? Start living by it is what it is, and I mean really living by that, even though that's going to take some dedication. You'll continue to make progress. You'll rewire your brain, and you'll swear up and down that it's magic. You'll swear up and down that it's magic. It's not magic. You just rewired your brain, and the misfiring has stopped because you started to live by it is what it is instead of fighting. And therefore, you have rewired your brain. Hey, again, Sanchez, thank you for the tip, dude. Can we get a hashtag Sanchez in the chat, please? Everybody take a moment. Drop a hashtag Sanchez in the chat. This applies to everybody, bro. Rewiring your brain applies to everybody. I don't care what triggers you right now. I don't care if you're triggered by everything. I don't care how far down on the totem pole it is. If you allow yourself to sweat bullets and just say it is what it is to your thoughts and feelings, they will leave you alone. And you'll become the person you want to be. Exactly, Arnold. The problem is, people say, well, don't I need to change it? But by changing it, you're agreeing with it. Because if you weren't fighting with it, that would be the biggest middle finger that you could give it. If somebody says, you look like a dork, and you go and knock their teeth out, somebody's pretty insecure then. If somebody says, I look like a dork, I'm just going to say, get fucked, and move on with my day. And what's going to happen? I'm not going to feel like a dork, because it didn't matter to me. It didn't matter to me, right? So you got to get to a point where you realize that by fighting with these thoughts, you're pretty much just giving them the power over you that they want. You're just giving them the power over you that they want. You're just fueling them. You're just putting gas on the fire. If you want to give the biggest middle finger to these thoughts that you can give them, and teach your brain that you don't want it to misfire over these thoughts anymore. The biggest middle finger and the best way to rewire your brain is to say it is what it is and stop fighting with it. Because every time you fight with it, you might as well be holding up a big poster that says, "Please give me more. Please give me more. This thought is important. It's dangerous, and I want you to continue firing off anxiety over it. Because look at me, I'm fighting, so that means please give me more. Please continue to wire yourself to be anxious over this thought, brain." You might as well be holding up a big poster that says that to the brain every single time you fight with a thought. Now, if you want to give the biggest middle finger that you can to a thought and rewire your brain to not misfire over these thoughts and therefore become a person that you never thought you could be, simply stop fighting with it. Stop fighting with it. Stop fighting with it. Right? So if you want to give the biggest middle finger and if you want to rewire your brain to stop misfiring over these thoughts and therefore become a person who is not triggered by these thoughts, all you got to do is rewire the brain. To rewire the brain, you got to stop fighting with the thoughts and just say it is what it is. If you notice you're getting involved, no, come back. It is what it is. Right? And you might have to do this a lot, and this is going to take consistency. Right? That's why I say you might have to remind yourself of that a lot, especially at first. But if you want to be that person that you never thought you could be, if you want to be that person who's not triggered by these thoughts, this is what you got to do. There is nothing different between you and the person who is not triggered by these thoughts, okay? So the person who's not triggered by these thoughts and the person who is triggered by these thoughts, the only difference is that the person who is triggered by these thoughts has been fighting these thoughts. Therefore, the fight has told their brain to continue to wire it to sound the alarm every time these thoughts come. That's the only difference. That is the only difference, is the fight between you and the person who's not triggered by these thoughts. That's the only difference. So you might look at, people and say, "Oh, I wish I could be like them." Quit fighting with your thoughts and they'll leave you alone. And you'll rewire your brain to not be afraid of these thoughts anymore. Well, I don't really get into the medication discussion. I try to avoid it at all costs because it's really up to the person. But here's the thing, whether you're on medication or you're not medication, whether you agree with medication or you don't agree with medication, the advice that I give works. Okay? And if you want to try it and see for yourself. So whether you're on medication, not on medication, agree with medication, don't agree with medication, that's irrelevant. Let's focus on, what's important to you. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? See, here's the thing, Arnold. You're fighting with your mind that says, "Oh, I don't want to not care because if I don't care, then I'm going to hurt people's feelings. I'm going to hurt people's feelings, and if I hurt people's feelings, then I'll become a bad person." The monkey mind is going, and you're sitting there fighting with it. You're fighting with it, so these thoughts are only going to get louder because you're fighting with them. These thoughts are only going to get louder because you're trying to figure them out. Stop fighting with your thoughts and you'll be the person that you're meant to be. Stop fighting with the thoughts and you'll retrain your brain to be the person you want to be. Stop fighting with your thoughts and this will all happen naturally for you. Get your hand out of the pot. $2 tip, thank you so much. Says thanks for all your help. Hey dude, I really appreciate that $2 tip. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out, shout out. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. So, that's the thing. There's a difference between asking a legitimate question and obsessing, right? There's a huge difference there. There's a huge difference there. So if you notice that you're up in your mind fighting with your thoughts, fighting with your thoughts, fighting with your thoughts, the monkey brain is going, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." But you got to stop. You got to get your hand out of the pot. It can say whatever it wants to say, and you'll naturally become the person you want to be. Because why does this happen naturally when you just stop fighting with the thoughts? Some people say, well, I got to take action if I want to change who I am. It happens naturally because when you stop fighting with these thoughts, you rewire your brain to put you in a calmer body and mind, which then everything will unfold naturally for you. People spend their entire lives fighting with their thoughts and they just run in this circle, right? So if you want to rewire your brain to not trigger you over these thoughts, if you want to rewire your brain to be calmer so that you can be the person you want to be, if you want to become the person you want to be, it starts with not fighting these thoughts. You've been trying to fight them for so long, you're getting nowhere. You're getting more and more sensitized, more and more tired. You're running into more and more roadblocks. One thought leads to another, to another, to another, and before you know it, you've just spun completely out of control on this hamster wheel. If you want to naturally heal, if you want to naturally become the person that you never thought you could be, it starts with the choice to stop fighting with these thoughts. And every time they come, even if they scream loud as fuck, you have to remind yourself it is what it is. And if you notice that you start to fight with them, give yourself a little imaginational slap on the wrist and say, you know what, it is what it is. Don't do that. I'm going to naturally retrain my brain by doing this. So when you make that choice, your mind might come in and say, well, you need to get involved in order for this to change. All right? And then that thought might trick you into getting involved and you start fighting again. And before you know it, you've spun completely out of control again, right? So that's why I say it takes consistency. If you want your brain to naturally heal itself, if you want to naturally return to the person that you want to be, if you want to be that person that you want to be, right? Then it starts with this. It starts with this. I'm here not only because of anxiety healing, I'm here for life advice. But see, here's the thing, Arnold. You've been running in a hamster wheel now for how many months, dude, trying to be this person that you want to be, right? The biggest piece of life advice that I can give you, stop fighting with your thoughts. You're obsessing about becoming this person that you want to be. But this obsession is keeping you from the person that you want to be because you think that the more you obsess and fight with your thoughts about who you want to be in life, that you're going to eventually come to some grand solution. I hate to break it to you, that doesn't exist. I hate to break it to you, you're never going to get to the point where you say, this is who I want to be, and here's all the character traits that I want to have, and I want to be this person. And here's all the steps I need to take to become this person. It doesn't work like that. The most successful people, the happiest people, the most peaceful people, the best people that you'll ever meet in your life are the way that they are, not because they obsess with their thoughts about who they want to be. They are the way that they are because they have stopped fighting their thoughts and have entered into a calm state of mind and body, and naturally they have become the person they want to be. Not because they obsessed their way there, not because they fought their way there, not because they tried tooth and nail, right? So the people that you look up to and you want to be like them, they are the way that they are because they got there through not fighting their thoughts and feelings and instead accepting their temporary thoughts and feelings about all this obsession, all this crap, running in circles, running in a hamster wheel. They let all that go. They stopped fighting with their thoughts and feelings. They stopped fighting with that survival brain, right? And they started to enter into a calmer state of mind and body. And therefore, their natural state took over, right? And they started to become the person they wanted to be. These things happen naturally if you stop fighting with your thoughts and feelings. Because the more you fight with the thoughts and feelings, the more you just hit wall after wall after wall after wall. It's a never-ending cycle. So if you want to wake up naturally to the person that you wish to be, it starts with getting out of the hamster wheel and then let it unfold. Let it unfold. Because you've got people that fight, 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 and how far do they get? They just run in circles, man. One thought leads to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. Before you know it, I don't even know who I am anymore, right? Exactly, Sanchez. It takes time. Now, the amount of time it takes is different for everybody, but it works. How do you accept the thoughts and feelings? By every time you catch yourself fighting with these thoughts, bring yourself back and say, nope, not doing it. It is what it is. And it's going to be very, very tempting. It's going to be very, very tempting to get involved. And you gotta understand that. And that's why I say it takes consistency, right? That's why I say it takes consistency, because it takes some work to stop yourself from fighting with these thoughts. It takes some dedication, right? Thank you for that comment, Arnold. You sent me on one of my Wonder Bro rants. I wish I had a little button that I could set on my stream table here that was like just said the word rant, that I could push every time someone sends me into a rant. These rants are not a bad thing. I might get really hyped up for them. It's not because I disliked your question. It's simply because I'm really passionate about it and I want to help you and I want to get you out of this hamster wheel that you're on, and I want to let you know that there's a better way and that you can naturally let life unfold and you will find your path. Stop trying to obsess your way into it, right? So if you ever make a comment here on the channel that sends me into a rant, don't take that as a bad thing. Take that as a really good thing, because your question obviously fired something off in me. So it's a good thing. Please don't take it as a bad thing. Please don't take it as a bad thing. Hey, you're making excellent progress, Sanchez. So ask yourself, are you doing it right now? Come on, chat. Let's be honest with ourselves. Are you doing it right now? I want you to genuinely and honestly ask yourself, am I currently in my head fighting with my thoughts? Am I currently in my head fighting with my thoughts? Or am I leaving them alone, and every time they come, I'm not trying to correct them, I'm not trying to get involved with them. I know deep down they're bullshit anyway, so am I just letting them be so that I can rewire my brain, teach my brain it's not a problem? Or am I fighting with my thoughts? You got to be honest with yourself, chat, and you got to get started. Exactly, Street Fighter. It's like a scratch. You leave it be, a scab, okay? Let it heal naturally, right? And it will. So, don't let your mind trick you into thinking, oh, if you don't fight with these thoughts, then something bad will happen or you'll never get relief. That's the trick. That is the whole trick right there. That is the biggest trick right there. That is the lie. That is the lie of all lies. And you're falling for it. And the more you fall for it, the more stressed out you become. The biggest middle finger you can give to these thoughts, and the way to rewire your brain to not sound the alarm over these thoughts so that you can be the person you want to be, is by not fighting with them. And if that takes a lot of reminders when you notice yourself fighting, oh yeah, I'm doing it again, okay, whatever it is, what it is, and leave it be. And if you have to repeat that a ton, so be it. Let them do what they want to do. I know it's tempting to get involved, man. I know it is. I feel a new rant screen coming on. We need one of those, dude. We need one of those. We need one of those. I never thought about that. A rant screen. I know it's tempting, guys. Some moments you might be sitting there sweating bullets, but every time you remind yourself, just leave it alone. It is what it is. Don't fight with these thoughts. Every time you do that, you're taking a step closer to the person that you want to be, the person that you never thought you could be, because you're rewiring the brain by not fighting. You're showing it that you don't want to be triggered by that. You're going to get there, Arnold. Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it, dude. Exactly, Frank. Exactly, man. The more you put a stop to this fight, the more you'll rewire your brain to not trigger you over these thoughts. Because by not fighting it, even though it's very tempting to want to fight it, you are literally teaching the brain that you do not want to be triggered over these thoughts. And therefore, it'll stop eventually. And then that's when people say it feels like magic. It's not magic. You've just rewired your brain. What's up, PJ? If you gotta cry, cry. You know, I would never ask somebody just to choke back their tears. If you gotta cry, cry. That's a physical thing, right? So, I mean, now don't sit around and fight with your thoughts all day and then, get yourself to the point where you have to cry. Let's try to avoid that by not fighting with these thoughts and feelings so that we can rewire our brain, right? But if you're already in that moment where you got to cry, cry. Let it out and let's get back on track. Let it out and let's get back on track, chat. So the person that you never thought you could be, guys, that person that you're so jealous of, that person that you just never could imagine in a million years that you could ever feel like or be like, is right there waiting for you. Right there waiting for you. Right there waiting for you. All you got to do is every time you got a thought and a feeling, just say, you know what, it is what it is. And then if you notice yourself start to get involved, you say, nope, acceptance, man. It is what it is. And you'll slowly start to retrain that brain. Oh, stream's blowing up all of a sudden. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Damn, those numbers jumped quick. Good morning, good morning. We're talking about how you can be whoever you want to be. And the person that you never thought you could be is on the other side of the choice to stop fighting with your thoughts and feelings, even if it's so tempting that you got to sit there and you're sweating bullets, but you say, you know what? I'm not fighting you because I'm retraining my brain, because every time I don't fight with these thoughts and feelings, even if I have to remind myself or catch myself doing it and say, you know what? I'm doing it again, but it is what it is. You get into that habit. You show your brain by not fighting with these thoughts and feelings that you don't want to be triggered over these thoughts anymore. And then the day will eventually come where these thoughts might still show up, but guess what? They don't trigger you anymore. And you sit back and you think it's magic. It's not magic. It's called rewiring your brain. And anybody in this chat watching this video right now can do it. And anybody in this chat watching this video right now can be the person they never thought they could be, simply by making the firm choice to remind themselves when thoughts and feelings come that it is what it is and I'm not fighting anymore, even if they have to do that a lot at first. That is all that separates you from the person you never thought you could be. So, that is the stream that you have walked into. Good morning. Good morning. Feels like you're watching a motivational video. All right, chat. I will be right back. 2 minutes. All right, that was quicker than I thought it would be. I'm back, chat. Yeah, it'll be uploaded, Arnold. It'll definitely get uploaded, dude. Oh, I knew I'd be back quick, so I didn't bother switching to the BRB screen. Yeah, I knew I wouldn't be long. All this ranting has taken it out. The music I've got on right now is very low. Very, very low. Yeah, it's not abnormal when you're in the deep sensitized state, to have sleep issues. Very, very common. You got to think your body's on overdrive. So, but the sooner you start with not fighting these thoughts and feelings, the sooner your body will come back to its natural state. Sleep is a great sign that you're starting to get on the right track. So is a returning appetite. So is a returning appetite. Those are usually two of the first things that come back. It's more of just a rational feeling, Abigail, because you've trained your brain not to overreact to everything. So, it's a lot like who you used to be. But like we were talking about earlier, you can rewire your brain to the point where you're a person you never thought you could be. And it all starts with not fighting with those thoughts and feelings so that your brain can get the message, right? So that it can start to rewire itself. I appreciate that, PJ. Yeah, I would never charge for the streams. I would never charge for the streams. There's people out there that need this advice. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I charged with my streams. My community takes care of me. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, it's nothing to worry about, Michelle. Of course, I mean, if you're here on my streams, I'm assuming you've already been checked out by a doctor, but chest pain and tight throat feeling, those are actually some of the more common symptoms of anxiety. I know it's so tempting to fight your thoughts and feelings, man. I know it is. Well, that's the thing, PJ. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that do charge certain amounts. They kind of put their stuff behind a paywall, um, because they know they can, right? They know they can. They know people will pay for it. Because, a lot of people do pay for these things. They just get to a point where they don't know where else to turn. So they do pay for these things. And I'm not here to judge anybody, right? I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to do any of that crap. But, it does happen. I mean, I for one don't need thousands of dollars. I'm not trying to profit off anything. Tips are enough just to feed me, dude, and I'm okay with that. Feed me and help pay the bills. That's all I need. I don't need to charge thousands of dollars, and tips are optional, so it's like I've got my tippers and I know they support me, so I'm able to do this full time. And at the same time, if there's somebody out there that can't afford to tip, they can still watch for free. So, everybody wins. I don't have to put up $1,000 paywall because at that point it's no longer me just getting tips to support myself and make ends meet. At that point, it would be me profiting off of this advice, and I'm never trying to profit off this advice. Hey guys, I'm gonna drop the Discord. How happy is your life slash fulfilling now? Well, see, that's like another topic because it's like once you come out of the sensitized state, what you do with your life at that point is pretty much up to you, right? Anxiety won't have a say so at that point. So, happy and fulfilling, what makes you happy and fulfilled? Because what makes me happy and fulfilled is probably going to be much different than what makes you happy and fulfilled. I'm completely happy and content with just being able to help people. I love what I do, right? But that might not be what you want to go after. Of course, you will always love to help people, but it might not be what you want to do. Uh, dedicate your life to. So, Jerry, thank you so much for the $5 tip. Says great stream, Chris. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Hey, that's adorable. It's adorable. They do like PayPal's got this thing today where it's like little heart gift thing. I don't know. How cute. Hey, thank you so much for the $5 tip, man. I appreciate it. Well, you got to take care of yourself, Abigail, and you got to get to a place where you feel all right and you have started to retrain your brain or, whatever you want to call it. You've got to get to that place for yourself first before you can be a huge help to other people, right? So you should always take care of yourself first and foremost. That way you can help other people to your full capacity if that's what you want to do. And here's the thing, guys, you're not obligated once you heal to go on and start a YouTube channel like I did. You're not obligated to that. If you want to heal and do your own thing, you don't have to feel bad about that. Don't worry, I got this. So you don't have to feel like you got to run yourself to death to help other people. I mean, that's a great thing, but you don't have to tire yourself to death doing that. Like it's awesome if you want to, dedicate to this cause or whatever, but at the same time if you want to do something else, that's fine. Don't worry, we got this. Don't feel like you have to do that. If you want to learn the advice, heal and run with it, never look back, then hey, I support it. I support it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Abigail. I get it. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Much love for you, Michelle. Yeah, exactly, PJ. And there's nothing wrong with that. yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, there was something I was gonna do. Actually, hold on. I'm not going anywhere, but my attention is on something else at the moment. I thought this would be pretty fun and cool. Let me see. Just a moment. Just a moment. You guys might like this. Love you, Wonder Bro. Hey, much love right back at you. So I was talking to some people last night about the channel, and they were telling me about other streamers and YouTubers that have Snapchat set up just for their account or whatever, and they can like notify people of live streams and stuff like that. But I thought it would be really really cool if you guys want to add my Vacate Fear Snapchat, and I can post things on the story over there. But also, as I'm going throughout my day, right, and I feel inspired. I might pick like random people out of the Snapchat friend list there to send like some random like motivational videos to, like just me saying, "Hey, what up? You got this," like a little personal message. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'll be able to get to everybody, but I just thought it would be kind of like a cool idea. Um, it's not my main Snapchat, obviously, but it's something that I'll check from time to time. So if you guys want that, if you guys maybe want a personal message from me of hope and motivation, like I said, I don't know if I can get to everybody, but if you guys want to add the Vacate Fear Snapchat, you can do that. I just started it yesterday. I'll drop it in the chat. It's literally my channel name. I've got a 0 snap score on there. I've never used it. It was just an idea that somebody gave me last night that I was talking to through the Discord. I was like, hey, that's actually pretty cool. Whenever I'm not doing anything, I might check it, go through it. You guys can send me stuff. I'll send you stuff from time to time. So if you've got that, you want to be a part of that, you absolutely can. I'm on it right now. Like I said, it's not my main or anything like that, but wait, who's this? I know I got PJ on here. I've got PJ on here, but did I get a request from somebody else? Is there somebody in chat named Jess that added me? That added the Vacate Fear Snap? Somebody named Jess in the chat that added me? I'm not really sure. I don't know if this is a spam account or not. I'm not really sure if this is a spam account or not. Is anybody named Jess in the chat that added the Vacate Fear Snap? Because if not, I'm probably just going to deny this request. Oh, I got Sanchez. What's up, dude? Welcome. So yeah, guys, if you want to be a part of that Vacate Fear Snapchat, I'm going to be checking it from time to time and just picking, random people to send like maybe some personalized videos, motivation to, stuff like that. You don't have to be a part of it. It's optional. I'm going to drop that one more time in the chat. If you want to add the Vacate Fear Snapchat, there it is. I don't know if it'll become a regular thing or not, guys. It just depends on how many people actually enjoy watching my Snapchat stories. that I might post on there or whatever. When I try to join the Discord, it says invalid invite. That's weird. Let me see. Let me see if I can get a fresh invite. Expire after never. Generate new invite. Alright, try this one, Abigail. Try this invite. Oh yeah, I think everybody here had panic attacks. Definitely. You gotta learn to not fight them, man. No more horror stories. No more horror stories. That's the whole key to recovery when it comes to your thoughts and feelings. Just leave it alone. I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting. I gotta create an avatar. Cool. What should the vacate fear avatar look like? Let's try to make this. Should I try to make it look like me or just do something wild and crazy? Guess I can try to make it look like me. We'll see how accurate it is. We'll see. Got big eyeballs. I don't know. That's weird, Abigail. I just got that invite. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It might just be Discord right now, honestly. Because it was working last night. I think we had somebody new join from an invite link last night, so I'm not sure. It's strange. This kind of looks like me. Like it's not 100% accurate, but it definitely kind of looks like me. Sorta. Oh god, they got Jordans? Okay. Wait. They got Jordans? Cool. Awesome. Alright, I'm done with that. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and be winding this stream down in just a moment. If you want to add me on the Vacate Fear Snapchat, it's literally just Vacate Fear is the username. Also, if you want to join us on the Discord, for some reason Abigail's having a problem with that link right now, but you can try it for yourself. It might work for you. What else? What else? Is there anything else to announce? Not really. I think that's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. I appreciate it. Another awesome, lovely stream. It was good seeing everybody, and I will see you soon.